I'll take one. Hey everyone, thanks for coming out to the first ever GA Friday Night Live event. I'd like to thank you all for coming. We're about to get started. If you're here attending in person, if you could please take a seat, we'll be starting real shortly. All right. We'd like to start by introducing the first of two guests, possibly one of the oldest and most famous veterans from GA, GA's long-serving history. Current commander of the 57E, FrenchEminence, also known as Ryan.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Yes, it's me, your favorite colonel from GA. Hello, Erwin. Hello, Logan. I see you guys at the front. Good to be here for GA's first podcast. Very interesting.
Introducing our second one, FrenchBordeaux, his second in command, one of his best buddies of 3 years going on, and one of the co-founders of Game Night. I'd like to introduce to you, Ethan.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Aightdad. It's great to be here.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
No problem.
So it's been a blast. We've been through a lot, gone through GC, gone through EI, and now Men of War. Out of all the three communities, what has been, I believe, what has been your favorite community thus far?
Ryan, you can go first.
No,
I'll go first.
You go first. You go first.
All right. Honestly, GC has the most memories, and EI is like where the 5070 kind of really grew. And even in Men of War now we're growing, but I kind of miss GC's simplicity in a way. I don't know. GC has the more nostalgia to it, so I think I choose GC.
Yeah, GC definitely has all the nostalgia to it, simply because it was the first community we were in. Although I agree with Ethan, we didn't really grow as a regiment in the 5070 until EI hit. I don't know what it was. Probably COVID. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely COVID.
Probably a blessing in disguise for GA. So it's pretty interesting how world events have its effect on our regiments. But Men of War, it's been a new experience. It's good to be back. It's been a solid 12 months now since we've known about GA's return in Men of War. So we're grateful that they let us in here. And yeah, it's good to be in Men of War.
Yeah. So, through all the transitions, 3 years, 3 years with the Big Ben nap, it's been a pretty wild ride, and I'm glad to have been here for two of them. In terms of GC, what do you think was probably y'all's two's favorite memories from the time spent back in GC?
I'm sure a lot of the longtime veterans of GA remember this one, but it was an Italian raid against Imperator Mars's Italy. Back then, Nap was super active. He was a lot more active than he is now. He was there for every raid. He and the general staff were commanding every raid, because back then GA was still small enough that they could be commanded directly by Nap, right? So we had this Italian raid, and it was very close. It was 99-99 at the very end, and unfortunately, I believe it was some young guard soldier who ended up dying and giving them the last kill, which led to their victory. Sorry, Henry. I know the young guard has changed since then, but oh my God, I just remember shitting my pants whenever I went to the Nap. Oh my Lord, he yelled at us like never before. I almost cried there. That was scary, man. There's some scary times, but Nap's a great guy. I love Nap. He's been great. I do miss him though.
What about you, Ethan?
It's the Italian raid and the release of Tyler's prototype artillery cannons. That shit was funny because they just didn't work correctly and they were so bulky. And I remember the 5070 lining up and like Bosnia artillery compilation behind the artillery. Because back then, when GC was in its early days and Tyler released the artillery, the 5070 were the fucking artillery regiment. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Not a care in the world for historical accuracy back then. We
No,
really had
no, definitely not.
the 5070 was the designated artillery regiment of France. It's pretty strange.
Yeah. So let's get to more contemporary times, more current times. With recent development of Minovor's line battle tech, what do you think? Has been your favorite thing added in with line battle tech? I guess.
Next question, please.
Yeah, can we skip this one? Well, you can go
answer this
first.
one for now.
All right,
No,
I'll
no,
go
you-
first.
you-
All right. So, so my favorite thing is having line battles itself. To be honest, like that, because going from a GC community where line battles were very popular, and then transitioning to EI where line battles just weren't a thing. At least with GA and EI, not anymore. But I really enjoy line battles. Now that Men of War finally dropped line battle tech itself, albeit very hard to set up regiments. I remember having to show the Batavians like how to create flags and
Oh,
create
don't even get me
regiments.
started on the Batavians, man. Oh my lord.
But I'm just thankful that we actually had the line battle tech now. I think that's a great feature in Men of War. It needs improvement, but in my opinion, but I'm just glad to have it.
It's definitely a step in the right direction. I'll give you that. It's a step in the right direction. Um, took 10 months and 27 days to pump out line battle tech, but it's here now. Hopefully they can flush it out. It's a good step in the right direction. It's a good break away from skirmishes that we've been doing for so many months. So I'm glad we have the opportunity to do line battle tech. Obviously, if you compare it with other communities, it's not on par yet. Hopefully they'll come around to it. But I know they're working on Navy now, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so I know a lot has been going on, especially, I guess, with me and Coolmaster, especially in like Cav. With a lot of the latency issues and some of the more laggy aspects of Cavalry, how has your experience been on the infantry side trying to fight against Cavalry, and like how has it really affected your regiment?
Yeah. Any cavalry members in the audience right now, go fuck yourselves. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Cavalry is, how do we put this? It's a mixed opinion for me, honestly. Men of War's cavalry, if you compare it to EI's cavalry, for example, Gory's cavalry in Waterloo, it's definitely a one tier higher. Like you look at Gory's cav, it's not meant for the solo person. Men of War cavalry way more fleshed out. The only problem with Men of War cavalry is probably optimization, but you can't blame that on Men of War. That's a Roblox issue, if I recall them saying. But when they're in raids with us, it can be fun when it isn't laggy. It can be fun. If you're having issues dealing with cavalry in game, that's just something you need to work on. Personally, I'm able to solo 30 cavalry all by myself. That might just be me. It's kind of lightweight, not gonna lie.
Lightweight, baby. So, like, yeah, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Let me go like that. I'm the guest here. Okay. I'm becoming the talk show host now. I'm just kidding. Anyways, honestly, I suck fighting Cav. I'm the worst at fighting Cav. I mean, I can pistol snipe them maybe, but as an infantry commander, watching my own infantry fighting Cav and watching other regiments fighting Cav, as the 5070, it's a little easier when you're the 5070, especially in like line battles. A lot of people will say Cav in line battles is bad. As the 5070, we rally like what 45, 50 people. So when you're going against Cav, you have a better chance of winning. So if Cav in line battles is so unbalanced, but Cav in skirmishes, it kind of gives people a little bit more of a chance to fight Cav. Cav can also be glitchy sometimes for the rider. I know, like in Marengo, there's just like ridge right outside of GA spawn, and Cav can get stuck there. Yeah. But as infantry leader, I don't really see a problem with Cav. I think it needs a little more nerfing. I don't know what it needs, but I don't have a problem with it really.
Yeah, not to brag or anything, but if you look in the 5070 event Trello logs back on September 24th, 50-70 and 90 took on CG all by themselves. Easiest win of our lives. Oh my god.
Easy
Damn,
victory.
damn, this and CG
Clear
in the middle of the
victory
show.
Definitely an
Clear
easy victory.
And you know what? Hale State has refused every single battle against the 50-70 since then. So I mean, that really says something. Really says something.
Yeah. So you know, it's been a big leap, but you know, you've talked a lot about COVID and about how it's affected your regiment, how it kind of helped you. But I noticed, you know, especially once school hit, you know, it started reality hitting. You know, you get dropped down to like 10-man rallies for like a week. That was some scary times, especially when I was Fusilier. So, you know, how has your regiment really adapted during school times, and like how has it incorporated like recruitment and just keeping above to that 50-man rally number you guys consistently get now?
You know, I had to drop some of my school subjects just to do 50-70. You know, I had to lose a few classes, free up my schedule a little. No, but for me or for us, I guess, because we're in the same regiment, COVID was a game changer. It really opened up our eyes to the ability of how large regiments could get if just given the opportunity to. But now that COVID's gone, school's kicking back in. It really has gone back to revolving around the school year schedule. In terms of maintaining a regiment during the school year, it's really all about how free is your schedule and how much time are you willing to devote to your regiment. If you have nothing to do in your life, okay, I don't want to phrase it like that. If you have nothing to do in your spare time, I'll say that. I mean, it's a good pastime. If you're passionate about it, it's a good pastime to do. It's fun if you enjoy what we do here. It's great, but you do need the proper staff. You need the dedication to actually put the work into maintaining such a large regiment. And obviously, not large regiments aren't for everyone. If you want to have a small and elite regiment, that's totally fine. But you know me, I am big.
You got anything
Well,
to add to that,
COVID
Ethan?
definitely helped, but I think the only thing that I have to add is the fact that we also have great officers. That's actually keeping up on the quota, unlike me. I've been slacking very
Yeah,
long.
I was about to say. Let's not bring up your
But
quota, Ethan.
the only thing I can say is it's, you know, there's a lot of people in the 5070 that are working to try to add more members, and some people they'll stay and some people will leave. But honestly, I don't really know. I mean, back in like EI 5070, we had rallies at like same time, right? And we still under rallied, and now people are cutting in time for the events, and it surprises me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's I forgot what I was gonna say. Give me a second to think about it.
It's all right. It's all right.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't control every single variable that will determine your rally numbers, and rally numbers aren't everything. But there's going to be certain variables like how much time do you have until you start getting burnt out? How much time do you have until your men start getting burnt out? And you got to find ways to cope with that. To be honest, if you're gonna get burnt out easily, I know I was really burnt out of GA back in several times back in even this year, back in 2020, back in 2019. But how much are you willing to stay and actually accomplish something before you go really determines on how well your regiment will do. So yeah.
Yeah. So on a more personal note, as you can tell, I at one point was French dad. You know, your French eminence, French Bordeaux. We have a couple French in the. Yeah, thank you, Lex. We have a couple French. We have a couple French out there in the audience. You know, French ass clapper, stuff like that. We have some good French boys. Yeah.
Yeah, round of applause. Round of applause.
So you know, what was like the origin story for the French family, and like where did it come from?
I'm assuming Ethan isn't qualified.
You're gonna have to take this one. You're gonna have to take this one.
Believe it or not, the French family was actually not started by me. I was a early joiner, but I did not originate with me. Back then, what was my username on Roblox? I can't remember now. Back then, whenever I first joined GA, my username was not French Eminence. My username was like Empyrean or Halkii or Ares II. Yeah, I used to be in the Game of Thrones and ancient genre. Pretty cringe, yeah. But the French family was actually started by Hale State or Putswing, I believe. Hale State's name was something like French Unity or something along the lines of that. That was back in 2018, so it's been a long time. Unfortunately, none of the old French members want to maintain the family anymore. It's literally just me in it and a couple of other people from the originals. But you know, it's still nice. I know we're the best family in GA. I know the EMs ain't got shit. I know the ER rules basically non-existent. I know the Rosons. Uh, who are the Rosons again, Ethan?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know what the
No
fuck
clue.
No one even knows.
They were crushed. They were crushed by the French dad, the French
Exactly,
and Dad
exactly.
family
Yeah.
coalition.
But I really couldn't tell you much about the history about French before me. I don't know who eventually decided to start it up, but it was one of the families back in 2018. There's also the Marshall family back then. Everyone just name sniped French Marshall names like Marshall, Michael, Ney. I can't remember the others. But yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to get there.
Yeah. So we have one more question before we get to our next segment. 5070, you guys have been in it for what, 3 years? You bounce between, the 45E, 84E, stuff like that, different really old ancient regiments. But if you were to say something were to happen, 5070 gets disbanded, which it won't be, but what regiment would you consider joining, like outside of the 5070?
Ethan, I'll let you start this one.
I honestly don't know. 5070 is just kind of my heart. I've reached this time in the Napoleonic genre where I'm just like, when am I gonna stop? When am I gonna, put down my fucking pencil and stop writing my essay? Just kind of leave the Napoleonic genre.
Wow, what a metaphor! What a metaphor! When am I gonna stop writing my essay? Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like the 5070 might be my last rung, maybe. I can't say yet. I'm just kind of thinking on my feet.
Is Logan in the crowd there? I don't know. I saw him earlier, but I'm too lazy to look for him again. But I've been telling him for ages that the 5070 will be my last regiment. He doesn't like it for some reason, but I know he loves me too much. He always like, "You're the best Colonel Ryan. Don't leave." But I'm running short on time. I am running short on time, so this will be my last regiment. If the 5070 does get disbanded, unfortunately, I know the 4E would love to have me, and I know the Old Guard would love to have me. But no, if the 5070 gets disbanded, I'm gonna have to take my go. Yeah.
Gotcha. So on to our next segment. We'll bring out some photos. We just want you to explain the context behind them a little
Hopefully
bit.
none of these are.
Yeah. Let me get the.
I know there's some interesting photos that we taken.
All right, here's the first one. So this one's a bit more recent. I gave myself the 5070 gallery roll so I could, just snoop through. So what's going on? What's going on here, Ryan?
Ethan knows this one.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. This is the one where so it was Quatre Bras. It was the 5070 Vistule and 16E versus, I believe, the 4E and a couple Ottoman and BA regiments. I told Ethan, okay, Ethan, I'm gonna pop out of the line here. I'm gonna go record the regiment just so I can get some good footage of line battle tech and the regiment itself. Ethan, being the very smart commander that he is, decides to just Erwin Smith it and fucking charge the regiment into a canister volley. So you can see there, half the regiment being obliterated in one shot, and I have it on recording too. I was just watching it. After this happened, I had to undeafen myself and go like, Ethan, what was that? He charged the regiment right up a hill on a cannon.
For context, I would like to say we took the position. We took it. We took that artillery position.
Yeah, but you know what our cost? It was probably negative.
But we took the artillery position.
You can see the Voltigeur and Grenadier companies right in the smack dab.
You know what, Ryan? Because of all the smoke, you can't see all the casualties. So honestly, this didn't happen.
It's the 5070 Tiananmen Square.
Nothing happened.
Absolutely
on that day.
brutal.
Nothing happened.
Ottomans, they have no mercy whatsoever when it comes to cannons, and that's why we're gonna beat them in the war tomorrow.
Hell yeah, baby. All right, here's the second one.
How can I explain this? Who is this man in front of you?
Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him.
This photo, as you can see, photo of me, currently being distracted by something else in the back, or in front of me rather, through my spyglass, currently inspecting the battlefield and whatnot. And to my left, you have a disloyal soldat modeled after Lattice Mosa. I'm sure he's in the crowd here. Saw him earlier. Disloyal Lattice twerking his fat ass behind me. Dear Lord, oh my God. The context behind it, I don't know. We just thought I thought it'd be funny to have a little meme video that I could make. And you know what was currently circulating around is Omni-Man twerking to the Hot Milk song. So I made the 5070 version of it, and you have no idea how hard it was to get those ass cheeks correctly sized. So that
I remember
actually a
Ryan was like
struggle.
streaming it to me, like, Ethan, does this look right?
Does this look right? And I was having him stare at a 57 soldier's ass, enlarged ass, for like 30 minutes, just going, Ethan, does this look right? Does this look normal? Does this look good enough? And yeah.
Nice.
That video is on YouTube. You can probably find it if you're interested in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm very interested.
It's on French Eminence if anybody is curious.
Oh, what a shameless plug.
So here's our last one. This one's kind of a historic piece in the
my
5070
God.
lore.
Matt,
It's
how
pretty
did you
historic, huh?
Oh.
That is so historic.
I knew you guys would like
no
it.
one
in the
outside
audience
5070 probably
understands this, right?
understands. No one understands. You guys don't know the
United
struggle.
might. United might.
This-
United might.
This right here, ladies and gentlemen, this simple map. It looks so simple. It looks like a plan, like every other plan. No. This isn't just any other plan, guys. This is Ryan's and Ethan's ingenuity and Zach's ingenuity at its finest point. This was the height of our genius. This is the plan that won us the very first battle honor of GA. Like, oh my God, you have no idea how intricately we sewed those words into the lines. 5 men, split 2010. Oh my God, so genius. That was on Gibraltar, by the way. If you didn't know the backstory behind that, basically, Gibraltar was the BA map, and it was known for being ridiculously, ridiculously biased towards BA back then, or at least so some people thought. So I believe it was the Deuxième Corps that just got beaten on the map. I think it was Leo's Deuxième Corps. I can't remember. Did did Leo lead Deuxième Corps back then? I honestly can't.
Yeah, I think so.
But his corps just got beaten on the map by the British, and so I was like, you know what? Fine. 5070 will take on the map. We will avenge Deuxième Corps, and we will win on it. If we win, and then we avenge the Deuxième Corps. So we rallied a staggering over 30. I think we rallied like 42 for this, maybe. I can't remember. Maybe it's 30. But either way, it was the highest rally the 5070 had ever gotten. So I was ecstatic, super ecstatic, and oh my God, this raid was just from start to finish. It was a joyride of emotions. We started off at D, as you know, on the map, and we split the regiment in two. 1/3 went to go defend the vineyards at C, and 2/3 went to go defend B. And for the first half, they controlled A, B, and C, and they were winning. And then we eventually took C, but it was tied, but they're still ahead by like 500 or 600 points. And the most genius thing happens, and it can only be found in the 5070, by the way, because our soldiers are 100 IQ in that
Top
regiment.
tier.
Top tier. One of my soldiers, without me giving him orders, out of blatant undisciplinary action, takes like 4 men with him, crosses the bridge across C, manages to sneak behind the British lines, and he caps A from behind. He caps A from behind with his men. His name is Henry Chatenois. He's not here anymore, but oh my God, that action.
I remember
Sega had
seeing
to say
United
this
go
is
with
great.
them. The
Yeah.
fact that the general was going with them too.
And as soon as we took A, we knew it was time to push. So we pushed like 20 guys onto B, and we took B. I think we eventually ended up losing A, but we never lost B again, if I recall. And the saddest thing is, no one recorded that raid. Literally, no one recorded it.
I think Lattice recorded, but it was too.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
big or
You
something.
recorded, but it got corrupted. It got corrupted, and I was so sad
Damn.
because that raid was legendary. The hype at the end of that thing was unreal. I've never screamed so much louder in my life. That was, oh my God, good memories. I miss that so much.
Good
That
stuff.
was a high point in EI for GA. Not gonna lie, those are golden days. Golden days, you know.
All right, so for our last image before we get on to our final stage, here's a more recent one. I chose this from my personal collection. If I remember correctly, this was Niagara.
Niagara,
This
yeah.
was like the first raid at Niagara, if I remember.
It was the first raid.
Yeah.
Oh man, you can see Peep in the background.
Why is there a naked man?
It's a naked man.
So-
Don't worry, don't worry about it. But
Oh, what's the security on this place, man?
I don't know, man. Some
I'm gonna
people
be
got that
assaulted
ESP
anytime
stuff,
now.
man. I can't control them. I can't control them.
Anyways, what is that? That's a log. That's a log cabin. I believe this was Lattice Moses' idea. I can't remember. Maybe it was Ethan's. I don't know. It definitely wasn't my idea because I didn't tell anyone to do that. But
Right,
we
I
can
think I was
see.
leading the Grenadiers, and you told us to go back to town, and I was leading the Grenadiers back to town, and I walk into town and I see this, right? I see this.
I don't know whose idea it was. I can't remember. But we were walking into town and we just see the entire Fusilier company, basically, like all scrunched up either in the house or in the attic, and it's just hilarious because. I mean, it worked. They weren't able to shoot us from their fort while they're camping their fort, and it was a good hiding
I think we were trying to bait them out, Ryan. I think that's what it was.
Oh, was it? Okay.
We were trying to hide in the town.
Bad memories. Bad memory from me, I should say.
That was a long time
A
ago.
long time ago, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Lex, cut the music.
Such intense music.
We're being interrogated right
It's
now.
intense. It's intense.
Oh my god.
So if you'd like to come over here real fast, come up over here to the uniforms.
Oh damn.
Now for the final section, if you guys like to just say a few words about the regiment, recruit some guys that are, watching on YouTube that might want to join.
I can speak for this, Ryan, if you'd like me to.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, 5070, we're not really your average regiment in terms of get in line, make ready, present. We're pretty laid back, we're pretty chill. We do game nights sometimes, and we work hard for our promotions. We do promotions by merit. I think that every single NCO and officer that is in our position basically work to get there. I don't think there's Ryan. Honestly, you and me, Ryan, were the only ones handed a rank.
Yeah, we will. Were you handed a rank?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I was handed chef the battalion when the group started.
That's true. No,
But
what were you back in 2018? What were you back in 2018? You started off from Soldat.
I started off from
Soldat. Yeah.
This is about the regiment, Ryan. This is about the regiment.
Sorry, my bad.
Okay, so anyways, the 5070 is a light infantry regiment, part of Lemps GA. It divides into 3 companies. We have the Fusiliers, the Voltigeurs, and the Grenadiers. Grenadiers being our most elite, if that's what we're called them. Voltigeurs are basically our sharpshooters. We use them like counter riflemen, and they lead the flanks a lot. They're really funny. They're led by Nature Kid. He's super cool. That's all I can say. Fusiliers, my favorite. They're the bulk of the regiment. They do all of our hard work. Really, that's what they do. They're also the cannon fodder. Yeah. I think honestly, there's Ryan and I, but really, the 5070 is what it is because of the soldats. I think all the soldats bring
definitely that's been how it is since day one. No regiment is a regiment.
All the soldats bring an awesome I don't know
people like Captain Cullis in the middle of the raid.
Awesome.
Captain Cullis telling me what he had for lunch 2 weeks ago. So amazing.
Yeah, it's
I love hearing stories from everyone. If people might say the 5070 is a safe place, it is not. If you're in the 5070, expect to be thrown into fire, expect to die. But you know what? Expect to get double the kills.
Expect to be canistered by FrenchBordeaux.
Expect to be canistered, exactly. Expect to be led into a goddamn canister shot by Ethan. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of you in the audience are in regiments, but if you aren't in one and you're looking to actually win, don't join America, don't join Britain, don't join the Ottomans. Join France, and specifically join the 5070 if you're looking for a chill time. That's how it's been since day one.
All right, cool. Thank you guys for coming out. It's been a hell of an experience, but our 30 minutes are up. I'd like to thank the audience real fast for coming out to the first ever Friday Night Line. It's going great.
It's very creative idea. I like it.
I really like the studio.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. The work that was put into the studio is amazing. So good job on
round of there you go, Lex.
There you go.
Round of applause.
There you go.
Shout out to Lex. We recruited him off the set. No, I mean sorry, the audience. Full master for recording, I believe, and streaming. And look at the audience. Thank you everyone for coming out.
Going absolute crazy.
Get back.
Honestly, Ryan, another reason why I'm a part of this group is just GA itself. GA is a really awesome group. So. All right,
we'll see you guys on the next GA Night Live for the next audience, whoever that is. Thanks to Cool Master and Aightdad for inviting us out here. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Man. Good night, everybody. See you on next Friday.
Me and Ethan are gonna go make out in this room here. Bye-bye.
Ryan, I'm not supposed to say that. He's still screaming.
My bad.
I need a sip of water.